Dude, I woke up this morning and I was like, why do I feel like shit? And it was because I just like didn't hardly eat at all for like several days in a row. Uh, I mean, I was just like getting ill from my disease at a baseline, and then I did a bunch of ephedrine, which it, people use it to curb their appetite. Like it makes you, like I'm saying, like it is speed, and it makes you just like gag when you try to put shit down your throat. Speed. So I felt like shit, and then I went and I tried to jog, and one of the reasons sometimes I'll crap out, like I'll quit. Like sometimes my stomach will burn really bad if it's like empty. So I went and I treated myself to a Philly cheesesteak quesadilla from Felipe's again. It's really good. I'm kind of a picky eater in the sense that like sometimes you only have an appetite for like a certain thing, like a soup or something. A lot of times I just don't really like my parents' food. They're on a fucking weird diet thing that they think that they're following, like quasi keto nonsense. It's just a lot of meat without carbs, and like I don't like eating just a bunch of meat without like some bread or potatoes. Like I can't really just like put down a steak if I'm like really hungry, just eat the steak. It's like too much fucking meat. But anyway, so my friend the other day, she was asking me, she's like, what do I think about Ozempic? And I looked into it for her, and I was like, I'm going to suggest a hard no. I'm really going to try to convince you not to do that. And I was kind of joking around, but I was like, look, if you're going to risk organ failure just to achieve a weight loss goal, you might as well do hard drugs. And that's a joke. I'm saying that as a joke. But really, like, even just ephedrine, it's like Ozempic, the side effects are fucking horrific. There's like organ shutdown. Like really, like my joke was like, you might as well do heroin. That's a joke. Don't do heroin. Don't do heroin. But really, like, if your organs are gonna shut down, like, isn't that like kind of exactly what you don't want? So I heard horror stories about different body parts shutting down and like needing to be pumped and shit. Gross. I don't know if they're true, but it's like, and there's all these just like gastrointestinal distress kind of side effects. It's like, why not do anything else other than that? Really, like, I mean, I did tell her about ephedrine for the period stuff. Like I told my friends about it, and it works for them. Like I'm saying, like, okay, I don't know the technical specifics, but like there's like a barrier between the uterus and the rest of the body for some things crossing over sometimes. Like it kind of does its own thing. I don't know. I don't know the technical details there. But anyway, I ate half of this quesadilla thing, and I was like, maybe gonna go try to jog again, because I kind of failed halfway at like the half mile mark because my stomach was burning. I'll allow myself to fail sometimes. Sometimes my stomach really hurts. Sometimes, like I told you, my uterus fucking shit will cramp up. That's horrible, but that doesn't happen that often. And then like whenever my knee needs to be babied, like I take real good care of my knee. I like ice it all the time. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like a partial tear of the knee tissue on my left knee. It's not that big of a deal. You can get surgery for this. I've heard mixed reviews. Like my cousin got the surgery and he didn't like the surgery results. So it's really not that bad. Like it doesn't hurt. Like sometimes it'll just feel like inflamed tissue. Like it just feels like it's swollen on the inside, and like that kind of freaks me out. Like the bones kind of feel kind of rattly. Like it's like, oh God. But I don't know if jogging, I don't even think it's necessarily that bad for it, but it does kind of, like if I jogged like 5 miles a day for like a week in a row, it would get like that inflamed feeling. So like it's doing something kind of that it doesn't like when I jog. I'm trying to stop smoking. Like I was gonna be like, oh, this is the day before Halloween. I'll take a fake out day off of smoking and then I'll smoke tomorrow. And then I was like, oh wait, no, I'll smoke today too. I tried to convince myself. It's a whole process of doing that over and over. But really, dude, it's gonna, like, I am gonna do the thing where I cough up all the black shit. I'm gonna do it. I've done it before. It's so fucking satisfying and cool and like sci-fi. It's so sci-fi. It's like an alien inside of you. Bro. So yeah, my boss was like wanting to be light on the work this week. Like he'll vary my hours, and sometimes he doesn't really give me a lot of hours. It's just a really unusual situation because he's 87. And so, I don't know, like at that age, like your mind kind of goes and like he's confused, he's in a daze, like he's still functioning, like he's still pulling through on some basic level, but like everything is very confusing and overwhelming. Like there's always a huge issue with all these little payments. Like we have to file all this little paperwork and then you gotta pay a fee of like $20 to file it or whatever. And like it's a huge fucking ordeal every time. He's like nervous about digital banking. Like he's like, I like going down to the bank and handing him cash. Like he was born in the 1930s. He's paranoid. Like he's getting all these, I totally get it. Like he's been forced to like kind of halfway use the internet. He gets like thousands of spam calls constantly every day. Really, it's like a solid 100 calls a day. But like everything is just, when you communicate with him, you're just trying not to overwhelm him. Like he'll forget the beginning of the sentence before he gets to the end of the sentence. He's like constantly overwhelmed with like forgetting shit. It's really weird. He's like always looking for shit. Like, where's that one thing, you know? And I'm helping him look for shit. Don't get me started on the passwords. A lot of like weird calls, like he'll make calls to like customer service and be all confused and like be like asking the wrong question and like the person can't help, and you know, like it's weird circle jerks like that. And I'm just like, I'm doing a pretty good job of doing his shit. Like I'm doing the crazy shit that he's getting. I'm doing rather technical shit that I'm surprised that I'm pulling off. It's all this like formal paper shuffling shit. But yeah, it's like all right money. It's significantly better than like kitchen jobs, but like it's just like there's no real concept there. I don't know, I'm kind of panicking. I'm like, I need to fucking like day trade or something. I'm panicking. I gotta become a day trader or some shit. What the fuck am I gonna do? Really, I need to day trade. Or like get on disability or something. What the fuck am I doing? I have no fucking concept, dude. Anyway, I think I might take a second stab at this jog here.